Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool AT&T 5500. It's a speakerphone. This is the initial checkout. And this is Gary's equipment from Washington. And these were really good telephones. And he's got some issues with this unit. He had a couple of questions also if there was something that could be done about certain issues. And we're going to show you what he's talking about. Now, the base unit on the speakerphone, it has a phone button, an off, program, hold, memory, mute, and redial, and of course your keypad. Now, he has an issue with the hold button and the redial button. When you try to access those buttons from the front panel, the function doesn't activate, so the buttons are not working. And we need to go into the unit and troubleshoot those issues. Now, the main PC board and the keypad could be dirty. Someone may have spilt something into the unit, or there's other issues and they will need to be troubleshooted out. Now, he's also talking about the handset. And I want to show you this unit since this is the initial checkout. We are letting the unit charge up. We just got into this unit and we're going to let the handset battery charge. And that's an indicator of a low battery, that red light. Now he's talking about in his note, and I'm pretty sure that this is what he's talking about. When he says you hold the phone like when you're texting or something, he's wondering about a little bit, if you can hear that on the video, a little bit of a rocking back and forth. That's normal. I've worked on hundreds of these AT&T type cordless telephones. There's quite a few different models that are designed like this, and that's perfectly normal. That's how you'll hear them if you start pushing in the center on each side. It's just the inner cover and the outer cover rocking back and forth. So that's totally normal. Now he had another issue with talking about the speakerphone when it's activated and you're listening to dial tone and there's a volume button on the side and you turn it all the way up. This telephone, it has a high level of volume, and all he's really hearing is the vibration from the speaker. The speaker in these units are mounted very well, and he's talking about when you press on the body of the base, it kind of dampens the speaker noise down and it doesn't vibrate as much. It's a totally normal situation for the high amplification that this unit has on speakerphone, and especially when you're listening to a dial tone, you're going to get some rumble of the speaker, and all he's really doing when you push down is restricting or baffling the speaker a little bit. And no one would ever use this telephone turned up all the way anyway. It would be just too loud. There's just no real reason to have it that loud. And we'll show you that in the final checkout. This unit can get really loud. It has a lot of volume amplification. So all those issues are normal issues to the telephone. Now what we're going to do is let this unit charge. We'll come back and we're going to start working on the unit. We're going to troubleshoot out the issues with the hold and the redial button. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we're in the middle of the process of troubleshooting this AT&T 5500, and we want to show a little bit about what's going on. Now, we had an issue with the redial and the hold buttons. When you would try to access those functions from the front panel, they did not work. And so we've removed our main PC board for all of our keypad and our functions. And these little square or rectangle areas where you see the conductive material is drawn on, that's your contacts, and then your contact points on your keypad are conductive. And we wanted to make sure nothing had been spilt into this main PC board or keypad, causing the issue of no contact or the function not working when you would try to access that function. And we went ahead and cleaned the board and the pad anyway. We always do that just to make sure that there's some unseen dirt that can be removed. And so that did not work. And what we want to do is troubleshoot further into the circuit. Now, these little circles that you see are eyelets, and they are from one side of the board to the opposite side of the board. So they pass through the board, and that's how they get the traces from one side of the board to the opposite side of the board. They use these little eyelets. And then we do have some metal traces, but for the most part, some of the traces are drawn on with conductive material. And we troubleshooted the back of this PC board, and what we found was the conductive material on the back of the board that has eyelets also, a piece of tape from the factory was positioned over one of the mounting screws, and they were trying to protect that from maybe shorting out something on the main PC board in the base unit. Now you can actually see some of the material has come off on the tape. The chemical from the tape has actually destroyed the trace. This is a conductive material, and it's turned this trace that has a couple of eyelets in it, it's turned it a dark color, and it's basically eaten away at the trace. It's disintegrating it. And so what's happened here is you could repair this trace by using conductive material, but I don't want to do that. I don't trust the conductive material that you draw on. I want to hardwire, solder the traces back together again, and that way we can be assured that there will not be any failure in the future. So the factory actually made a bad decision taking tape and putting it over a conductive material. I have seen this in the past, and it's a poor choice to make that decision to put tape. The chemicals in the tape will destroy circuit traces, and it can also affect the metal traces. So that gives you a look at what the problem is that we found. And this trace and these eyelets are directly related to the functions that we're having a problem with. We also want to check some of our other functions for our other traces, and we'll check all that after we finish our repair. So we're going to hard solder trace wire in place of the traces that have been damaged. And the decision at the factory to use tape on a trace has caused the issue. So it was a bad design. We want to go ahead and get a start on this unit. We'll try to get you some still pictures of the repair. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and we are finished up with the repair of this really nice AT&T 5500. And what we want to do is start our final checkout. Now, I also want to mention our amplified pickup. We use this in troubleshooting, repairing, and on our final checkouts. It's amplified so that you can hear the audio from a receiver. And since this is also a cordless phone, we're going to run through the cordless part of the telephone also. And an open amplifier can be subject or prone to any static or noise in the atmosphere. So if you hear any noise, it will be coming from the amplifier and not the telephone. And I have an amplifier back by the video. It has a button on it, and I can give dial tone or take it away at any time. So now what we want to do is we want to use the analyzer, and we want to send a ring cycle. So we'll go ahead and start that. We're going to let that go a few times. Our handset is ringing along with the bass. We'll go ahead and give you some dial tone. We want to walk through our numbers. If you watch the analyzer, you'll watch the numbers roll by. I'm going to end in a 2. Now I want to transmit into the handset. If you watch that red light on the analyzer, every time you see that red light light up, that's an indication of 100% of modulation on transmit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. We can go ahead and hang our unit up. Now that we know that this unit is ringing in on a ring cycle, it's dialing out, we have transmit and receive, we can switch over to the speakerphone. Now we want to go ahead and check out the speakerphone part of this telephone, and we're going to go ahead and access dial tone. We can turn that down. Now, earlier we were talking about the amplification, the volume, and the loudness that you will get out of this speakerphone. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it up all the way. We're going to go ahead and set it to a level that we can use. And I want to turn it off. Now you can see how loud this telephone can get on the speakerphone option. So it has a very high volume level. And we also want to check our hold button and our redial. So what we want to do is access the line, and that'll be the analyzer. We're going to walk through our numbers. If you watch the analyzer, you'll watch the numbers roll by. I'm going to end in a 2. I'm going to go ahead and transmit. Our mic for the speakerphone is picking me up. You can see on the analyzer, every time that red light lights up, that's an indication of 100% modulation on transmit. So we know that transmit is working. Now what we want to do is we want to turn the unit off. And we're going to try the redial, so we're going to access the line again. And the analyzer will end in a 2. So we know our redial is working. We want to go ahead and shut the unit off. And we want to access the line again. We're going to push our hold button. Our in-use light is blinking, and it's green. So we know that the hold button is working. So we can go ahead and hit our phone button again. That brings back our dial tone. We can also try the mute. We'll go ahead and access the line again. We'll press the 2, cause the dial tone to go away, and you can see my modulation. And we'll press the mute button, and you will no longer get modulation. So the party you're talking to, you have muted your modulation to them. We can turn the unit off. And since we know that the unit is working now, we can go ahead and push this button on the switch box. That gives us a line out, totally takes the analyzer out of the situation, and we'll call a time and temp number. Now, we have a program and a memory button, and I've already programmed my number and the time and temperature number in the keypad. So we're going to go ahead and hit the phone button, which will give us dial tone, and I'll hit memory 1 or memory 2. And we're going to do memory 2 because we want to call that time and temp number. So we'll go ahead and activate the line.
Good morning. Today is Thursday, September 22nd. The time is 12:30. Current temperature 72 degrees.
Mostly sunny today with highs near 90. Clear skies tonight, lows in the lower 60s. Mostly sunny Thursday, highs in the upper 80s.
We can go ahead and hang up. We'll go ahead and give you some dial tone, and we'll call my number, and it'll be busy. Turn our unit off. Now that we know that this really cool AT&T 5500 has been repaired, we can return it to Gary, and he can enjoy this telephone. Now, he does mention in his letter that this is one of the best telephones he's ever used, and that's because these were a high-quality telephone. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.